And today we're on a little bit different kind of an adventure. I've taken y'all close to here before, but not to here. I got the bike back together after a few more crashes. I keep doing stupid stuff and catching myself. And we're over here near Las Huertas Creek, but just on the other side of NM State Highway 165. Walking up this little trail. I'm sure some of y'all already know where we're headed. Now it's back here on kind of the, I guess what you call the lower east side of the Sandia range, that you get a really great view of all these different sedimentary, this is like a shale. It's really soft. And then just above it is that like Pennsylvania aged limestone. Then above that it's a little more white. And on top of that, I don't know if this is that limestone, it looks like it. It's all layered up and it's all uplifted at this like about 30-degree angle all the way up to the top. Let's keep walking. Oh, look over there. You can see where we're headed. There's a dry spring, this nice corner right there. You can really tell it gets a lot of water flowing through where that sort of crux is at. Well, here's kind of an even better example. You see the uplift there, about 30-degree angle. A really dark rock. It almost looks like a coal seam, and it could be, I guess, age-wise. The rock type doesn't make sense. That should be in a sandstone. Some beautiful foliage out here. Right here, I believe used to be a large informational panel describing some of the alleged finds from archaeologist Hodges, which were later disputed. Then we get to the first signs of modern human influence. I believe this staircase was poured in the 1970s. Still here to this day. Get a pretty good view from up here. Down there, you see a little bit of the road. That's what I rode in on. Up there's the cave. Over here, there's really big intact layers of that karst. It's an old sign that used to have the archaeologist's name on it. All right, we made it up. It's that sketchy little spiral staircase which brings you up over here into the cave. Now, I've never really gone super far in here. We're gonna see, take you guys with me a little ways. That's about the furthest I've gone with this wall. Damn. I heard it goes a lot further back there. It gets really dusty. I don't know about that. But this is kind of cool, you know, to be inside of the karst. That's awesome. You can see here just the layers of, wow, deposited limestone. There's no roof or floor features like you'd find in like Carlsbad. It's the same type of rock. I think it's the same age. It's Pennsylvanian aged limestone, karst. All right, we emerge. It's a good hideout. This cave is like a solid 30 feet above the ground, which means whoever was living in here was climbing up in here. And that's the story, is that there's an archaeologist, something Hodges, who I think it was in the mid-20s. It was quite some time ago, almost 100 years ago. Found evidence deep in there, like a half mile back in that cave, of people living in there up to 10,000 years ago. At least according to radiocarbon dating, the modern era, up to 10,000 years ago. He said it could be up to 25,000 years, which has been disputed. That's why his name has been removed and such. But This is still one of the oldest human sites in North America, which is fascinating. Of course, these canyons here on the backside of the Sandias were likely inhabited by ancestral Puebloans for who knows how long. Could be up to 10,000 years ago, like that. About the same age as the Folsom or the Clovis people. But I might walk around a little more. I've gotten up on top of this before. Not with climbing or anything. Not on top of this cage, but on top of the chunk of karst here. If you just climb up a little ways, you can get up there. Might see what I can do. All right, I made it up here. I kind of imagine this is actually how the people who lived in the cave got down. The cave is kind of just below that point right there, or got into it rather, because that's, you know, it's easier to climb down than it is to climb up. I always say this, I work at the local aerial tramway, but I still hate heights. I don't trust my own footing. You'll see me on that spiral staircase. I'll climb that all day. I'll ride rides all day. I trust engineers, but I do not trust my own footing. All right. Well, I'll find a nice spot over here. I got a monster can. Drink it. Get a little recharge before we, I'm gonna ride the rest of the way of 165 up and over to 536. I'm gonna ride down by Sandia Park. Should be a great day. Peace. Just right here where I sat to drink that, look at that. That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about, of the Pennsylvanian aged limestone. That's a little clam or something right there, sticking right out of the rock. It's probably about 300 million years old, and he died right here a long time ago. You can find this stuff everywhere up here. And that's what these bands of darker material are. Like that could be a whole algae mat or something that got engulfed. I have no idea. But that goes laterally across the whole way. It's pretty cool. Well, I'm heading out now, but I think my theory is correct. Look at that. That's about where I was, right up there by that outcropping. And it's about equidistant from the bottom of the cave or from the top of the bluff there. And there's a little bit of a wash, so I bet they used to just sneak right down the way, right up there and in a little cave. But one more time with that beautiful view. It's a really beautiful day. I'm gonna head down the trail, keep riding.